Eat less, stop eating ready meals, and start cooking from scratch. Hi, my name's Christine L. Conroy. Welcome to Happy Stuff and Fluff, a channel for women over 50 who are getting happy and growing younger. So in my first video of the year, I'll leave a link here, I talked about the fact that my word for 2019 is health. Thinking about it, everything we talk about on Happy Stuff and Fluff really is about health, physical health, spiritual health, mental health. We talk about all of those things because they're all important to our happiness and well-being. And today I'm going to talk about food and diet. Now, food and diet also encompass all those things. You know, we know that food is not just about physical health. Food and diet's not just about physical health. We learned that when we listened to Rachel Kelly on Happy Kitchen. I'll leave the link here, talking about food and depression. So how we feed and nourish ourselves is vital to all aspects of our health and well-being. So what I want to talk to you about today is making, or for you to think about small things that you can change. You know, because very often it's the small changes that yield the biggest results. So, and small changes also are likely to be more sustainable over time. So that's what I want to start off 2019 by talking about. So food, and at the beginning I said, eat less. That's the first thing. And I promise you, I'm talking to me too here. I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to me. Eat less, that's the first thing. Our diet, I'll talk about it again shortly, but our diet really in my family is pretty good. As you know, Mr. Kitchen does all the cooking and he's very good at it. So although our food is quite healthy, I think, we eat a lot of it. But if anything is going to motivate me to eat less, it's what I'm about to tell you. Now, I'm sure some of you already know these things, but you know, sometimes it's not about being told something we don't know. It's very often about being reminded about what we do know. Okay, so here we go then. Just have a look at this. Not just obesity, we're talking about being overweight. So overweight and obesity causes 13 types of cancer that we know of, and I'm going to list them here. 13 types of cancer are caused by being overweight and obesity. It's one of the leading risk factors for death in the Western world, at least. You know, in 1998 in England, 6% of all deaths were caused by obesity. Now, I'm sure that's increased in proportion to the number of obese people. I'm pretty sure it will have. After smoking, this is in the UK. Now, I'm pretty sure that in the US and other countries in the Western world, it's going to be pretty similar. But in the UK, after smoking, it is the biggest cause of cancer in the UK. Now, it isn't just about cancer. People with type 2 diabetes also, 90% of people with type 2 diabetes are overweight or obese. 90%. Now, diabetes itself causes some real nasties, complications including cardiovascular disease, blindness, amputation, kidney disease and depression. All caused by being overweight or by eating too much. Maybe eating the wrong foods too, we're going to talk about that in a second, but eating too much. We need to cut down on the amount of food we eat. So how much should we be eating then? Well, you can look online at these things. There's lots of advice online. The general guide is 2,500 calories for a man, 2,000 for a woman. And this is not when you're losing weight. This is just about, a healthy number of calories. I don't particularly like talking about calories, but it is a way of measuring, of giving you an idea. Just have a look. This is a little bit more accurate. This is for women, because obviously when you're looking at how many calories you should be taking in, there's lots of things to consider. To consider your height, for example, your general wellness, and so on. But just have a look at this, which gives us pretty much our age bracket from 50 years to 71 years to give you a rough idea, because obviously it comes down to your levels of activity as well, and we will be talking about that too further on down the line. But I think this gives us a good guide. If you want to be more accurate about that, certainly in the UK, if you go on the NHS UK website, there is a form there that you can fill in that asks you in a few more details and gives you more accurately the amount of calories you should be consuming in a day. I'm sure there are equivalent sites in other countries too, but if you want to know more accurately, have a look at those. Okay, so we've got to start eating less. That's the first thing. And you can start doing that slowly. The other thing I want to talk about today, or the other thing I said at the beginning of today's video, was to stop eating processed foods, or, well, I'm saying ready meals actually, because, you know, I know not all processed food is bad for you, but I'm talking about ready meals. I'm talking about those ready meals that are massively high in bad fats, totally high in calories, loaded with sugar, loaded with salt, and filled full of chemicals that if you can't even pronounce, and if you could see it in front of you, you wouldn't touch with a barge pole, and yet this is what we're eating. I'm talking about those. Now, I am of the school, under normal circumstances, of everything in moderation. Listen to this. Again, it's UK. These are UK statistics. I'm sorry about that for my other viewers, but yeah, we're not eating these in moderation. Listen to this. Half, that's 50% of all the ready meals consumed in Europe, 50% of all of those are eaten in the UK. We're not eating these in moderation. We're eating them all the time. All the time. Now, I know you're busy, you're working, you're doing lots of things, it's convenient. We are spending, what's the figure? Let me look at the figure so I can get this right. Where are we? Yeah, we spend £9 million a day. £9 million a day on quick and convenient poison. It's a subject dear to my heart, this. We do not eat ready meal meals in this family. About 25 years ago, I had salmonella food poisoning, and one of the suspected culprits was a ready meal I had eaten. That was enough to stop us eating ready meals, and so we changed our diet drastically then. Now, I'm not suggesting that you stop eating all ready meals. What I am saying is look closely at the ingredients. Look at the salt content, sugar content, what chemicals are in there. I know that can be complicated. I'm going to leave a link below to a website. Again, it's in the UK, I'm sorry, that explains the complications and nuances of looking at and being sure to be accurate when you're looking at ingredients on packaging. So have a look at that so that you can at least be informed and well aware of what you're eating. Now then, you have the choice. The thing here is, guys, we're feeding this stuff to our kids who do not have a choice. They do not have a choice. This is what we're feeding to our children. This is the first generation who will not live longer than the preceding generation. This is the first time that has happened. Now, I know there'll be other things involved, sedentary lifestyle, so on, but it's junk food and ready meals and stuff that we're feeding our kids, and we are doing it to them. We have this information. You see very large people eating junk food, I see it in the hospital canteen. Oh, it scares me for them. It just scares me. And so I want us to do something about it. I guess this is what I'm saying. Like I said, I'm not saying stop eating ready meals. I know lots of you are on time scales and so on, and it's more convenient and easy to eat a ready meal. I'm just saying be wary of it and start to cut back on it and start to eat from scratch. Okay, this is what we can do. Start to cook more from scratch. Home cooked traditional meals, whatever you want to call it. That's what we can do. Now, I know I can hear you saying, yes, but it takes so much time to do, and shopping for ingredients and doing all those things. Well, it's never been so easy. You can order your food online. And also online, there are lots of brilliant sites for helping you to meal plan, to meal plan, excellent guides for meal planning, so that you can just spend half an hour or whatever planning your meals and do it that way. Just replace one or two of ready meals with eating from scratch. Now, what will the benefits of that be? Well, first of all, you'll know what's going in your food and you will eat less. I love chocolate cake. I think it's one of the nicest things to bake. It's one of the nicest things to decorate. They look stunning as a kind of show-off piece if someone comes for dinner, a chocolate cake. When you make a chocolate cake and see the amount of sugar and fat that's in a chocolate cake and then eat a great big humongous slice of it, I don't do that anymore. Because once I've seen what's actually gone into it, I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. And so that's a kind of side effect of cooking your own food. You know the amount of salt, sugar, fat, all of those things that's going in to your food. You know exactly where it's from. You can eat simple, naturally grown food. You will be healthier. I'm leaving a link to some research that talks about how much healthier it is and cheaper once you get yourself organised to cook from scratch. Now, Mr. Kitchen does the cooking, as I've said, and he shops every day. He doesn't order in once he shops every day because he enjoys shopping for the ingredients. I know, I'm blessed. So I'm not going to be demonstrating on this channel how or you should be cooking from scratch or how to do it. So I want to introduce you to Mary from Mary's Nest, whose channel is all about cooking from scratch. She calls herself a modern pioneer, which I really love. She's originally, I think, from New York, but she's now I believe she's in Texas, I think. I could be wrong, sorry Mary. But I want, Mary, if you would mind, thank you so much in advance for helping my viewers to cook from scratch. I want you to go over to Mary's channel and have a look at what she does there, get some ideas from her. I'm sure you will be inspired. Her food is delicious and she's also charming and very entertaining to listen to. If you do want to drop some weight, Mary has lost 30 pounds in weight and is still losing weight. So in fact, I think one of her latest videos is all about how to make healthy and slimming soups. So it would be great if you could go over and listen to Mary, and she's going to help you with that. Okay, so lots of information there, and we've got much more to come. But what I want you to do is make small changes. So if you can start to eat a little bit less, don't eat so many ready meals, and eat one or two of your meals made from scratch. And Mary's going to help you to do that or inspire you to do that. Then I think we're going to be well on our way in 2019 for us all to be healthier and live longer. As always, let me know what you think in the comments box below. If you do cook from scratch, tell us what your favourite recipe is. That would be great. And yeah, let's get going. See you soon. And until then, remember that on the Happy Stuff and Fluff, we are getting happy and growing younger. Hope that helped. See you soon. Bye bye.